Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Priya and I have been living in Germany for more than 2 years as a student. I came here to do my master's, and in today's video I'm going to talk about what is the cost of living for students living in Germany. And this is a very important video because as international students it is very important to know how much are you going to spend from your pocket every month and what are the different factors where you can be calculative and where you need to pay for mandatorily. So moving on to the very first factor is rent. So if you have not watched my first video on housing in Germany, then you can watch it, and from there you can get an estimate of how much do students spend monthly for a rental house. And in this video we are going to take an estimate of 350 to 500 euros. So let's say that as a student you are paying around 350 euros per month towards your rent, including the warm rent. Then this will be your rental amount, and this will also be the highest factor that you will be paying every month from your pocket or from your bank account. I have done my health insurance through a public insurance company known as TK, and I used to pay somewhere around 125 euros until last few months. But now in 2025 this value is going to increase to somewhere around 145 euros, and this will be the amount that will be deducted every month from your account. Moving on to the next factor, which is the food. So I do my groceries from stores like Rewe, Lidl or Penny. Honestly, I don't stick to one grocery store. If I have something that I would like to have from multiple stores, then I use all of them. And the pricing options in all these grocery stores are somewhat similar, I would say. It only differs by a few cents, and therefore I believe that for groceries students will spend somewhere around 150 euros every month, and more than that should not be really necessary. Then the fourth factor would be how much do students spend on their internet and or on their SIM card. So when you come to Germany, then you have to buy a SIM card for yourself, and that can be from different types of providers like WinSIM or O2 or Vodafone. And when I first came to Germany, then I bought my internet through WinSIM, and I was paying somewhere around 8 euros for 8 GB, and that was a very affordable option for me back then. Currently I have taken a mobile plus a SIM card with O2, which is so currently I'm using Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus, and I have taken this in a contract with the SIM card provider or the network provider of O2, and I pay roughly 35 euros per month for both the phone and for the SIM card, and here I get something around 50 GB per month. So this is also a very affordable option. I can get a whole new phone, and along with that I can also pay for my 50 GB of internet, which is honestly a lot, but I really do need to use that around 30 GB sometimes, because when I'm traveling to my office I also sometimes use the internet. So as I said, this can range from anywhere from 8 euros to 30 to 35 euros. This completely depends on your preference. Then moving on to insurances. Now we've already discussed about health insurance, but this is the only mandatory insurance that you have to pay for. Apart from this, there are other options that you need to also pay for. That is, you can choose. These are not mandatory, but these are beneficial in a long run. So let's say that you are living in a rental accommodation, or you are living with a household where the landlords also live, and you are using their apartment, maybe the top floor or first floor. So in case there is any damage to property done by you to a third party, so in this case it could also be that, let's say there was some damage maybe on the wall or maybe on the floors, or maybe some water leakage. Any kind of property damage that is done by us to a third party is covered in this scenario, and this insurance is known as the liability insurance. This is a very nice insurance, as you only need to pay around 4 to 5 euros per month and this is very cheap as compared to what you might end up paying if you did some damage to someone's property and then you have to entirely pay for it by yourself. In this case, it can also be beneficial if you take a liability insurance, because if, let's say, you're living in a dormitory where you are sharing the space with other students, then let's say that something is broken and you did not break it, but since it is a shared dormitory and nobody is willing to take the responsibility for it, then it can also mean that you need to then pay again for whatever damage was done and share that value within the students in your living space. However, if you have a liability insurance, then this will not be the case and you can easily cover that with your insurance. Moving on to how much will you pay for traveling. So let's say this is a good news for students, because as students you're already paying your semester fee, and with your semester fee is also included your Deutschland ticket. Now Deutschland ticket allows you to travel in the whole of Germany using regional trains, U-Bahns, S-Bahns, but this does not allow you to travel in high-speed trains. So this means that you cannot take ICEs, or sometimes it also is not valid on regional express trains. But you don't need to pay for this, as this is already included in your semester fee, and hence this is entirely free for you. However, this also brings me to my next factor, which is the semester fee, which you are going to pay somewhere. Let's say you're studying in a public university, then you would only be paying somewhere around 380 euros. This can also differ for different universities, but let's say if you pay 380 euros per semester, this would also constitute to somewhere around 32 euros per month, which is honestly very less. Moving on to the next factor, which is the radio tax. In Germany, it is mandatory to pay radio tax, which is the entertainment tax for TVs or watching any kind of content that you can be watching on television network. Even if you're not watching TV or do not have a network set up for you, even then you need to pay, and every person here in Germany needs to pay 18 euros approximately, and an accurate number would be 18.94 euros per month. However, there is a trick in this, that if you're living in a household with in a shared space, or if you're living with a landlord, and if you're just taking up the first floor or one room in that whole household, then your landlord is already paying for the house, and you can sign a letter saying that you are somebody is already paying for this apartment, and you are just included in that, and then you don't need to pay for it. Then you can talk with your landlord, and then maybe they don't want you to contribute towards it, or if they want you to contribute, then you only contribute a segment of 18 euros, not entirely 18 euros. Again, this is a variable factor, but it depends on your luck, honestly, and in which kind of apartment are you living in. Moving on to the next factor, which is shopping and restaurants. Usually as a student, you don't really need to shop so much, and if you're somebody who likes to do luxury shopping, then this is not valid for you. But as students, maybe you can spend somewhere around 100 to 150 euros every month on shopping, clothes, or some things, accessories, or eating outside on restaurants. Moving on to the most interesting and most important factor is how much do you spend on gym in Germany. So there are several options that you can find for gym memberships, but the cheapest one that you can get is 25 euros per month, and that is also how much I currently pay for myself. And so since we have spoken of almost all of the factors, then let's look at what is going to be the total amount that you're going to spend. I will put the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. So in the best case, you will be spending somewhere around 780 euros per month, And in the worst case, let's say if you are living in a rental accommodation which is 500 euros per month, then your cost of living will obviously shoot up, and it can range somewhere between 1010 euros to 1045 euros depending on your choice and your taste. If you have any questions or you would like to know more about life of a student in Germany, then please feel free to reach out and give me a thumbs up if you really like this video. Then I will see you in the next video, and thank you.